Hi y'all. I pulled out this MLC 650 Manitowoc to go over a couple things. I threw a little ballast, a little weight on the hook here. I've heard multiple people talk about the crisscrossing and how difficult it is and how it just ties the whole thing up. Well, I'm not getting that. I strung this just like it says to in the Manitowoc manual. You can see the crossing, and I don't know if I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but I did the crisscrossing, the skipping of the spools, jumping over, and as you can see here, here's our one line coming in down here. And the only way to tie it off in the middle like that is to cross them over. So let me see if I can get a better. It's hard to see even here as I look at it in real life, but trust me that it is crossed the way they tell you to. And I guess if you look down here, you can see these are crossed. See them here? Dang, it's so hard to tell. But trust me, they are. And I'm going to move this thing, and I thought it bound up when I first tried it, and I think maybe on the A arms, maybe it did, because I thought I did it to this little guy. I've got a little 187 scale on the 1600, the LR 1600, and I think I tried to cross reeve this like they said, and yeah, it jammed up and it didn't like to move at all. However, I'm going to move this real quick and show you that it isn't that bad. And if you want to take a chance at it, I say do it because it looks real and it actually functions. All right, here we go. I'm going down. You can see them jiggling. And you can see the crisscrossing, the way the wires are, how thick they are. I'm going down. You can see it. And it's going perfectly. Now I'm going to bring the boom back up a little bit. I am still going. Maybe they don't look like they're moving, but there you see me turning it. Still turning it, and nothing has jumped, nothing has jammed, and you can see the boom is almost back up, straight back up. Now I only put weight on it because everybody knows that it does take a little bit of weight on these things to make them work. But my only thing today, don't be afraid to cross reeve these things and do it like it says. I'll pull my book out here and I'll show you what I did. And how I made it kind of easy for me to do this cross reeving, because it's easy to miss which pulley you're even on. Okay, this is the way they tell you to do it. And you can see here, comes here and it skips that, comes over there, skips that, comes around, skips back over here. I mean, you can see how it does it, and it ends up, here's your end point, and it ties off in this little middle thing here. That little middle thing right there. And the only way to get it there is to cross it back over this way and back over here. And here's the trick one right here. It comes around here and it goes across that one and ties off. Now when you start out, there's a point here where it goes across to the other side. Well, it's really hard to see here the way I'm looking at it. This one, and this one. See, this goes like this. It crosses over and it gets all of these with the one string and ties off in the middle. There's no way to do that going across like this. So it is not reeved over under all the way across. And what I did was, you can see this one's still a little dark. I colored them in as I did each pulley. I color this in and I drew the arrow to where I'm going next. I just put a little mark right here on this line. When I reeved this around here and over to here, I colored this in. And I had my arrow here to show where I am. When I went down here to this one, I had an arrow here. I colored that in because I reeved it. And then when I came up here, I put an arrow here and I colored that in. And as I colored each one, it left a white pulley. And when it came to come across this one to this one, it was white and it was easy to see. Well, when I went to the pulleys on the model, it looked the same. So I just picked that spare pulley in the middle of the pulleys I'm working with, and it reeved pretty easily. It's not that tough if you can figure out your own way to do it. Now, I've had this on here for quite a while, and if you want to run over and see how it does the crossover to get to the other side and then back around. But that's the way I did it, just like they said. Tied it just like they said too right here. They show it tied off on that little thing in the middle of all the pulleys. And I just worked it for you and showed you that it does not work real bad. You can see it has not skipped any pulleys, hasn't jumped anything. Everything is still wound, and everything is still pretty tight. And right here, yeah, you can see how this dips right there and goes down. That's why there's a gap there. That's one of them that went to the underside and back around. Yeah, it was not real easy, but it wasn't real hard. It took me a couple of times, and yeah, I'm probably just not paying attention. So pay attention to what you're doing, mark it down somehow to know where you are, and give it a try. It looks neat because it looks like the real crane. And what I like about it is it does work. It better than I thought it would. Now, I did not do this, as you can see. It just has the one crossover. But you can see it is reeved over and under, and I did that in metal, as most of you know by now. I didn't do this like that, but what I did do was I crossed these last ones. No, I did do this like that. Oh yeah, I did, huh? Yeah, this one's done crossed over and under as well. And tied right there in the middle. There's only one way to tie them off in the middle with one wire, and that's crossing them over. And boy, you can see it real plainly here in it, right through there, that big gap. That's because it does the cross. Yeah, and this works just as good as the bridle and the mast. It Here, I'll do it up and down for you. Let's see, which one is it? It's this guy right. Should be this little puppy right here. I don't know if you can see them turning. Yeah, you can. And there you go. No jumping. No problems. It is a little tighter on the luffing jib than it is on the mast. The mast seems to be a little smoother, and it could be because there's just more wire in between them. I don't know. That I'm not sure of, but you can see that that is crossed, and I'll lower it. That's why I put a little weight on it so that you could see everything work. Yeah, I do have a little bit of trouble with it going down. Maybe I didn't put enough weight on it, but it did go up and it did go down a little before it stopped. But it does work, and if you do put enough weight on it, it will pull it and it will work. So you guys give it a try, and let me let me see some of y'all do this. Everyone I see is afraid to do it, and they keep believing that it just will not work at all. But I say give it a try. Maybe you'll find that it does work and that you can do it. All right, that was it for that. In about a week, I should have a Manitowoc 18,000 come. I'll do an unboxing for you, and I may try an assembly. We'll see how it looks and how it goes. In the meantime, hope to see you guys do this a few more times. Have a good one, y'all.